What is going on YouTube? I am with the ZX-6R, and as part of my plan to bond with this motorcycle is to get it washed. So there goes the car wash right over there, and then afterwards we're going to talk about how is this bike to live with on a day-to-day basis, because this is officially my second day with the bike and I want to put it in normal roads. I'm not going to go fast with it. Well, maybe I will, but we're just going to be riding around like we normally do on our day-to-day basis. We're going to pretend that this bike is our only bike and we're going to use it for commutes, taking it into the canyons. But most of all, I think 99% of us are going to be riding this motorcycle on normal roads as I am today. So we're going to be testing it out on normal roads. Maybe we'll take it to some back roads, do some twisties with it, and I'll tell you guys how I feel about it and if this is something that could be potentially be used on a day-to-day basis. Alright, so with that said, let's get her washed up, let's get her shiny, and then take her on some nice roads and talk more about this. Alright, car wash or bike wash. Hahaha. That's a wrap. So let's get some clean towels and towel this baby down.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Alright, my boys, got her all spit shined. Check her out. Look how beautiful this gorgeous 2019 ZX-6R is now. Let's get on our way and talk about this baby. Currently the power mode is in F, and there's also another power mode which is L, which is L for low, I think. And then traction control is set to number 1, but I'm not sure exactly how many levels it goes up because I haven't tried all that stuff. But stay tuned for the full review because I'm going to talk about all those things, including all of the specs. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to be talking mostly about daily usability and how this bike performs on the road on a regular basis, because let's admit, my dudes, majority of us who buy this bike are primarily going to use it on the street as I am right now. We're going to be taking B roads, and canyons aren't really in too many places aside from the West Coast. So if you're not from the West Coast and you're from the East Coast or somewhere in the middle of America, you don't really have that many canyons, and if you do, man, you're lucky, because we got a lot of canyons over here. And my boy Mike, who owns this bike, who was very nice enough to loan it to me for an entire freaking week. This is his weekend warrior. He takes this to the canyons, he takes this to the track. Alright, so I'm not going to let you guys hang like that. I am going to talk a little facts and figures with you. It has 636 cc's. Now, as you may know, the R6 has 599 cc's, and this bike, where it wanted to separate itself, it added 36 additional cc's. Now with the additional 36 cc's, the motorcycle has 130 horsepower. Quick shifter enabled. It's butter smooth. I mean, honestly, my F900R is not as smooth as this. I really wish it was, but it's not. The more I ride bikes that have quick shifters and the smoother they are, the more I don't like my F900 all of a sudden. But that being said, it's got a quick shifter, and I think the rest of the components the bike has, and facts and figures and specs, we're going to talk about that in the full review. Mike has got this bike pretty dialed down to his weight and stature. Now, he told me that this bike is at the most aggressive setting that you will find it. The bike has rear sets installed, so it feels like my Panigale, like the back of your feet are up your butt. It feels like that. This bike generally has a more upright position than my 959, and I feel that it is more upright, even though it is on a more aggressive seating position than you would find if in a stock form. Even though it is weighted, the suspension is weighted and configured to his stature and his weight, let me tell you something. There is nothing that can compare to a Ducati Panigale when it comes to harshness of a ride. The seat is super comfortable on this, even though it is completely stock. And as far as the suspension is concerned, it is not bone-jarring hard like my suspension was originally when I first got the bike. Now, if you watch my initial reviews of the 959, I talk a lot about how uncomfortable the bike is. And you know, it's really not that warranted anyways, because the bike is a race bike, but so is this. So I don't blame it for that reason. Looks like we're low on gas. Gotta fill this baby up. Alright, now as part of the ownership experience, you gotta fill some gas in the tank, man. What I like about the gas tank is that it's 4.5 gallons, so it's pretty big. Fill her up with the good juice, the 91. What I like about this bike already is that it's very easy to move it backwards and forwards while it's in gear. Like if you do that with my 959, you're gonna get a hemorrhage. Ownership experience stuff, my friends. How is this bad boy to live with? Oh yeah, tunnel time. Gotta put it in first gear. Watch this. Woo! Oh! Oh yes, the Yoshi pipe sounds delicious, man. Let's not get ahead of ourselves and get too carried away now. Overall, riding in regular streets from stop to stoplight, it's a pretty comfortable bike, man. I gotta say, even though this is dialed down all the way to the maximum setting, it's a pretty comfortable bike. Good job to Kawasaki for making this so usable on plain regular roads. So overall, pretty comfortable bike. I'm going to dial it down to 6th gear right now. 6th gear right now, I'm doing 53 miles an hour, and she's anywhere between 5,000 and 6,000 RPM. And it's not overly loud, like I can hear myself talk. Like in my Ducati, 6th gear, I would still hear I would hear the bike a lot. I wouldn't be able to hear myself talk. But this is pretty usable. Like, you're not going to get tired riding this bike on long distances. I can already tell. Like, I haven't ridden the bike long distance in order for me to tell you. Like, I don't have positive proof, but I've ridden so many bikes that now I have an idea if it is going to be comfortable or not. Considering that the handlebars are a little bit upright, and considering that it's not very overly loud whenever you're riding in 6th gear on, you know, normal public roads like I am, noise is a huge factor when you're talking about getting tired. So we're about to approach a few twisty roads. They're not exactly canyon roads or anything like that, but I want to see what it handles like if you were to take this on canyons and twisty roads and quite possibly to the track. Now, Mike has first-hand experience in this. He does this at least once or twice a week. I have zero experience, so I'll give you my YouTube expertise opinion. So far so good. It tracks the turn pretty well, like very little input from me. The girl in front of me, she's pretty ballsy, man. I can imagine owning this bike and using it on a day-to-day basis, and chopping down the suspension to its softer setting because I don't really weigh that much. I can imagine that it's going to be a lot more comfortable than it currently is. But those downshifts, man, whenever I blip the throttle, woof, Sounds freaking amazing, man. Oh yes. Oh man, nice. I'm doing 70 miles an hour in third gear, 8,000 RPM, and it feels like I'm doing like 800. Man, this bike handle is amazing. Woo! Unfortunately, I'm not going to do any daredevil moves here and crossing the yellow lines and all that stuff. This is not what this video is about. But just that little bit from there to here. Woo! She's a handful, man. For a 600, this baby is juicy. Oh yeah, it's juicy, man. She's got some punch. Sounds so freaking amazing, man. Oh goodness gracious, what did I get myself into? This is gonna be my next bike. Jeez, I shouldn't ride motorcycles, man. I should never ever ride another motorcycle in my life again, because the problem is that I have a weak heart. I fall in love too quickly, man. I fall in love very quickly, man. I enjoy myself too much. I fall in love and then my heart gets broken. In 7 days, Mike's gonna take this bike away. Let me see. Where can I ride this bike? How far can I go so he never finds me? Sorry, Mike, you're never gonna get your bike back. It's mine. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Oh, it sounds like an F1 car. Oh my goodness, I need a 600 in my life. Oh, I need a 600. The power is usable, my dudes. The power is so usable. 130 horsepower. The bike weighs 430 pounds. It's very flickable, very tossable. Oh man, this is a great value of a bike. I shouldn't be talking about these things. I gotta save some of this stuff for the real review. You guys are gonna have to wait for the real review. We're gonna have to cut this short, man. I'm giving you guys way too much too soon. Let's bring it back up to 6th gear and just chill on it as if we were just coming back from work. All right, I just got back from work. Everyone sucks at work. My boss, big jerk. But I'm riding a Kawasaki ZX-6R. Oh, this is a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun, man. Very flickable, very tossable. Tons of usable power, and that sound, man. Once you start riding this bike, you forget the world exists. You forget what day of the week it is. I forgot what day of the week it is already. This is a lot of fun. It's very exciting. It's a great, comfortable bike. I can see myself riding this bike every single day. Just to like chill, you know? Like, I don't have to go fast to enjoy it. It's got a lot of usable power. It sounds fantastic. But here's the drawbacks, though. Here's at least one drawback that I got to talk about right away. And I know I've been holding you guys out because I talked a lot of good stuff about it, but there's just one thing I don't like about this bike, and it's this clutch. The clutch to pull, it's very, very hard. Compared to my F900R and my Ducati, the clutch is pretty hard, man. I gotta like be honest. I wish the clutch was a little bit softer. Otherwise, I would like the bike a little bit more. Otherwise, I wouldn't mind it so much, but that's the only gripe I have with it up until now. Now remember, today's the second day I've been riding this bike, so I haven't really had it for a full week. So maybe as the week goes on, maybe I'll change my mind. So you're just gonna have to tune in and check out the future videos I got coming along. So far, I got my first video for this bike already up. If you haven't checked that video out, check that video. Here's a little link in the description right now, right on the top. So click on it, check out that first video. And if this is your second video, there's another one coming along in a few days. Alright, boys and girls, it is the end of this video, so make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see more of this 2019 ZX-6R with the ABS kit, in case you wanted to know what the full specs were. But a lot more to come on this bike. See you guys soon, and stay safe out there.